Rawr. Rawr.
Hi, I'm Olivia Waltz, and today we're going to go see Shirt Club and see what they do, and maybe even make our own shirt. Okay. Hi, I'm Olivia Waltz, and this is
Daisy Daniel, Abby Totten.
Okay. So, what is your favorite thing about being in Shirt Shop OTE?
Probably getting to create things, because whenever we aren't busy with orders, we get to make whatever we want. Yeah, just hanging out with all my girls.
Okay, this is
Stacia Grubb.
and
Addie Easton.
okay. What's your favorite thing to or what's your favorite thing about being in Shirt Shop for OTE?
Mostly just like hanging out with people and like making shirts. Same.
What do you typically do whenever there's orders to fill in Shirt Shop?
Well, first we have to go through and choose all the sizes for the orders, and then we have to make all of the vinyls if it's not HTV, and then press them.
Yeah. I didn't know if you wanted anything else. Sorry. What do you typically do when there's orders to fill in Shirt Shop?
We do them.
I didn't know if there was a process. Sorry.
There is. You have to cut it out and you have to use a heat press. Organize like which size and then.
What is your favorite shirt that you've worked on?
I kind of liked Kirby's 5K shirts.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I didn't work on the yearbook shirts, but they looked amazing.
I'm going to trust you because I don't know what they look like. So, what is your favorite shirt that you've worked on?
Oh, the track Winter Wonderland.
Okay.
I have 5K shirts for Kirby.
Have you had any burn injuries while making these? Just any burn or anything?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Have you had any burns making any of these shirts?
Oh yeah.
Lots. Have you created any original designs to make a shirt, or have you had any ideas that you wanted to create?
Yeah, like I said, if we don't have orders to fill, then we're kind of just free range on the iPads. We use the design space and we make whatever we want.
Yeah. Is there a specific club or organization at the school that you'd like to design a shirt for if you haven't already?
I don't think so. I don't really know. It's kind of hard. I don't know all the school organizations.
Shirt Shop also has shirts that they are selling currently, such as this, which they have made themselves. They've designed it by themselves. And for seniors, they have specific senior shirts going for $10. All profits go back to them. Besides from that, they are selling hats for $10 and sweatshirts and hoodies for $25. So go support them.
Okay. Hi, I'm Mr. Ryden. I'm here with Mrs. West, and she runs the Shirt Shop. Is that correct? Is that what you guys call it?
It's been given several names.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Shirt Shop is clever enough.
Yeah.
And
but
that's
we do more than shirts.
Of course, yeah. So vinyl printing and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this is an OTE class, but also so let's just jump right into it then. What started this class? Was it part of the design apparel class?
It is.
And this kind of sprung from that?
Yeah, I went to a workshop and there was a teacher there that runs a shirt shop very successfully at Meridian, Illinois. And I heard her talk about how wonderful it is for her school that they do all things in-house for their sports, for their teams, for their clubs. And I thought, we could do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could just assume some of the big benefits for students too, but could you talk a little bit about that? Like, how does it help out kids that are in this class? What kind of things do they get experience with?
Anybody that goes through this class or even this OTE, they could go to any college town and work at a shirt shop. I've had a couple of students that have created their own businesses and able to sell things through Etsy stores and through Facebook Marketplace and through other social media sites and make some income that taking the raw materials, putting it together, and coming up with something really cool, they're making money.
Awesome. I suppose they probably learned just a bit about business in general too, and how to like kind of run a professional business and an organization.
And cut costs and streamline things. Yeah, we cover all that in class.
Excellent. How do the members of your class like collaborate? Do they work much together? Do they do much design themselves? And how do they kind of work together? Does everybody do kind of the same thing, or does everybody have jobs, or how does that work
It
out?
really depends on what they want to specialize in. I do have some who really want to do stickers, and they're not really much into doing the shirts. I have others who want to run the heat presses all the time and don't want to do anything else. Some that don't want to touch the heat presses. And then depending on, some students maybe have a teacher or in a certain club and they want a shirt, so then they just take on that project. And so I like to assign a student to each project and kind of let them be the person. And I try really hard not to micromanage, but it's really hard.
I know it. Me
So,
too.
I try to put it off on them, and then they get start to finish to produce the product.
That's awesome. Do they, the stickers, do you guys make those in-house and print them somehow, or do you send them off, or what?
We use the Cricut or Silhouette machines to cut out vinyl and then use transfer tape to then just make stickers.
Oh, okay. All right. So they're like vinyl cutout stickers. So
are.
it's not like a multicolor printed out
We
type
could
thing.
do that, but we haven't got much into that just
Yeah.
because we haven't had anybody that really wanted to jump into that. They were okay with the one color or 2 different layers of vinyl, just
Cool.
the solid
Okay.
colors.
What program do they use to design? Is it just the Cricut software, or is there the Cricut Design
Mostly,
Space, or is it?
The ones who can use Adobe Illustrator is
okay.
great. Inkscape is great.
Yes.
But the Design Space software that comes with the Cricut machines or the Silhouette software that runs it works great too. It's
It
just
does.
what they want to learn.
I use that for non-Cricut things pretty often, and so it's just a quick way to like pull silhouettes and stuff like that. But cool. Okay, so how do you decide on like colors and styles? Like, is it all up to the customer? Is it up to the kids' kind of whim? Do you try? Is there a theory to it or something, or a science
All of
to
the
it?
above.
Okay.
What's the person want? So, and we have to consider if we're working for somebody else, what do they want? Do they have an idea in mind? Have they found something online that they want to try to follow that? And then sometimes, we live in, and I say it lovingly, Halloween town, that everything's orange and black.
Yes.
So when we can try to get away from that, not that we don't love One Tiger Nation orange and black, but sometimes we just need a few other colors that we get carried away sometimes, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But the kids sometimes decide, the club sometimes, the person, all of
Okay.
the above.
What are some of the like various? Any local businesses? Is it mostly clubs and in the school?
I like to stay in school because I don't really want to compete with anybody outside the school, but we have had some businesses. Generally, we have a student in class whose parent has a business, and then we do for that parent. I had another non-for-profit in town that I'd had the students in class that run that non-for-profit now, so we did stuff for them.
Cool.
They wanted to help the school out, which is great, and I don't want to turn their business down, but I'm not trying to compete with anybody outside the school.
That's good.
I'm not trying to.
Gotcha. Okay. So what are some of the challenges you faced in like getting this club up and running and continuing maybe that you're facing, and how do you kind of meet those challenges?
Well, I'm struggling to meet those challenges. One is the time factor. There's just never enough time.
I know.
Especially OTE, it's really short. The class is only offered twice a year. We could be in here from 8 to 8 every day and still not get everything done if we accepted every job out there. Some of the kids that I have are the best kids in the building, and they're involved in 200 different things.
Yeah.
And they leave to go to sports, they leave to go to tutoring, they leave to go to other things. And I want them to do other things,
Yeah.
sort of.
I know what you mean.
I kind of like to steal them and kidnap some of them. But they spread themselves pretty thin, and that's my biggest issue or hurdle is getting enough of the good kids or getting enough kids involved. And I
That
want
don't
more
have
kids.
100 extracurriculars too.
Yeah, the ones who volunteer generally volunteer for everything.
Yeah.
But
'cause
I
they
do
wanna be part
have
of
the
stuff.
best kids.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel that way too. So we're splitting the best kids, maybe.
Okay.
Like a whole bunch of them going drama, and they're doing choir and stuff. That's where a lot of my talented, like on-screen
know.
kids would be, you know. But I wanted to go there too.
Or
So.
they take college classes because they're smart too.
Yeah.
And then that
Yep. And
takes
those are
them
off
away from
campus.
us. Yes.
I wish OTE was so much longer.
I know.
So have you ever had any burn injuries making shirts with a heat press?
We have, and unfortunately, it was Miss Billington that got hurt. One of the heat presses dropped, and her hand was where it dropped. So she was the worst accident we've had.
wow,
Is the
okay.
heat press fell on her.
Yeah. It's mostly just like a little singe, and it's,
Yeah,
like,
it's
it
just a little
smarts,
thing.
but it
If
doesn't leave
they've
much.
been hurt, they haven't told me.
Is there a specific club or organization or something in the school that's kind of your white whale? Do you have one, or just one that you're really interested in getting a stab at or trying out?
I want to be able to do everything at least once, so we can steal a shirt for the quilt, because I hope to have this be an ongoing project, is that we every time we have a class we make a quilt.
Oh, good. Well, and actually that brings us up, which I meant to go to first, so they would have it at the front of the program, but we have this beautiful quilt here. So can you tell us a little bit about it and how someone could actually get this quilt too?
Well, we are selling raffle tickets until the last home boys basketball game, which is February 10th.
And where do you sell those at the game, at the
We're selling
concession
at the
stand?
game. I'm carrying them around with me everywhere. It's 1 for $1, 6 for $5. This is made up of shirts that people donated or that I stole from my son's closets. Some of them are old, some are new. We just wanted to get a variety to get more interest in it.
Yeah.
We did not make all those shirts.
Oh, sure. Well, you've just
We did make several
started,
of the
yeah.
shirts. Ideally, I hope that we can start doing the quilt and we do all the shirts. But that may or may not happen. That would take us doing all the clubs, and
Yeah.
I don't know that we'll ever do all of them, and
Never
that's
get to that.
fine. And that's fine.
Cool. Well, it's very cool. And you can get your raffle tickets by stopping by Miss West's room or the concession stand, is that what you said, at
We're
games?
near the concession stand
Around
at
there.
games. Yeah, we
You'll see
try
it.
to have it
You'll find it.
prominently
Buy some
displayed.
tickets. Come on, people.
Well, you could win it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's
And it's
really
warm.
cool. And it's a little piece of Olney history right
There you
there.
go.
Okay, so where are your keys right now?
My keys?
I'm told you lose your keys constantly, and you have to ask where your keys are all the time.
They're right there.
Oh,
I
good.
see them.
Oh,
on
good.
top of some
We got it.
shirts.
We've located them. Okay. Excellent. What happens to misprints? What do you do with the misprints besides make beautiful quilts?
Well, some of them end up being changed and then we sell them. Some end up in the bottom of a box, and I
Yeah.
really don't know where they tend to walk off.
Yeah.
But it happens. I have 1 or 2 at home that have upside down that I sleep in. And
I got a couple off-center back clip shirts.
yeah, it happens.
Good
It
for yard
happens.
work.
Yeah. Or we do try to sometimes fix them.
Yeah, I have had no luck with that. How do you even get that
We have a
to
special
do?
chemical that's kind of expensive
Ah.
that will release it, but it generally leaves a residue of the decal, so it's not beautiful.
Yeah.
But then we might cover it up and sell it.
Uh-huh. There's our bell. Okay. Have you made any original designs yourself, or that are like maybe not club related or anything, or do you have any aspirations to do anything like that?
Yeah, this one was.
That one is really cool. I've seen that
This
around.
one was my design.
Uh-huh. It's neat. I really do like that. I've seen that
and-
one around for a while.
Yeah, it actually sold really well, so shockingly. I've done a few. I really would rather the kids do it because they're so much more talented than I am.
It's nice to see them when they're really proud of something too. It's one of the best things. So what's the future? You've kind of hinted at it a little bit. Quilt every year. You want to expand a little bit. You want to meet a certain demand. You want to get to every club in the school, hopefully. What else is in the horizon for Shirt Shop and etc.?
Just to really be self-sufficient. We had some money left from some previous projects that we could get started with and some grant money. And I hope that we can be self-sufficient, have a lot of kids go through, kids go off and get jobs and come back and show off what they've done. But just keep rolling.
Excellent. All right, well, Ms. West, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank
and
you.
thank you for letting us interview your students and everything. Make sure to get tickets for the quilt if it has not already been picked up by the time you see this video. And otherwise, buy shirts from them and support the school and support the club and the kids here. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.